So she's either on mute.
Yeah, she's on mute.
Where's the hood niggas at? I'm looking for the hood niggas. Come on, come with me. Where the hood niggas at?
Man, I like it. Squirtle. You know I'm in the meeting.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, good. Fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. All right. Well, here we go. And because it's being recorded, I'm going to start right on time. We have like 1 minute. I missed some people last time waiting, and we didn't get to finish. Hey there, I see you waving. I see you waving for now. How you doing? Okay, it's okay to smile, Callista. It's okay to smile, Callista. See? Yeah, I like it. Love the color.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so right now I'm looking at, oh, somebody. That's okay. I'm looking at CC Cara and I'm looking at, oh, okay. You there, Irene? Your name? I don't know. Let's see. Who is that's been driving or something? Oh, there you go. Natasha. Hello there, dear.
Hi.
Okay, so that we can get this started right on time as well.
Nice.
And what I'm doing, where we are at time, because I a lot of time trying to prepare us for getting your credits. And when I spent the time trying to get your credits for your operations, I was literally, 8, 9 hours a day. Okay, then that means they gotta go. What happened was the opportunity to get your operations credits didn't happen. We cannot give you online credit. And at our meeting yesterday, it was made real clear that we are not giving online credit. And so, very disappointed, but it doesn't stop. Number one, the hours that you have already up until that Friday before you left, and the operations. So all your theory hours and all your operation hours, those are not going to be denied you any opportunity. I'm giving you theory hours for participating in what we're doing now, and I have control over that. What you have control over is what you do online with Pivot Point System. So there were several questions that came to me about, I'm having trouble getting into the online. I'm telling people that are not getting into the Pivot Point is what your test goes. The last test was hair color. I can resubmit the hair color test. And I have another test. I think before that was hair cutting. I can also resubmit that. So that's not a problem for me. But you are going to have to go online. To get your theory hours, to get your theory credits, you are going to have to go online. I know when I open this up for questions and for you to be able to questions regarding that, but I want to say everything that I had to say regarding that before we begin our discussion. Part of what the problem is with your practical operations is the state has to approve them. I wrote my proposal. I submitted the proposal when we had our staff meeting. Everyone that submitted the proposal was sent to the dean. The dean is trying to support us with face-to-face lab, and that's what they're calling it, face-to-face lab. We have another meeting this afternoon that I can participate in the Zoom face-to-face lab, but this is the way it ended up, and then after that, I'll stop. It ended up with them saying face-to-face labs not approved by the state board. And because face-to-face are not labs not approved by the state board, we have come together as a staff to say the state can approve or should approve. We just have to convince them that they can. So right now, the biggest problem is the senior teacher that has her students ready for the board. And that's what we're supporting now. One time because of the virus situation. So once we get that done, but they are proposing, meaning the district, when I say they, I'm sorry, saying that we can continue to teach your lab. So what I want to do is have your lab hours planned. That's the Miss Sabrina is getting your, not hours, theory hours for the next group coming forth that's in Mr. Peters' class. Miss Sabrina is getting your theory hours for you guys, her. So I will conclude my semester with what we do on your pivot point lab. So you will go into your pivot point lab. Tutorial if you're having problems, and I'll be glad to answer your questions one-on-one through the pivot point. We're going to spend our time with pivot point and communicate through pivot point. That gives you time documented for pivot. I broke you guys up into groups, and I asked that you be in a group of 9 to communicate with each other. And the reason I wanted you in a group of 9 to communicate with each other, because I felt that would keep every one of you involved in these 4 groups. And that's how I presented it, to get your operations credit. I presented it that way, and I told them that you would go to groups and you'd be working together to keep up your in as far as doing operations. But since it's not going to be approved by the state board operations, I'm still going to work with that premise. Now you guys have to do this on a voluntary basis because I can't hours for it. But you can continue to keep your skills up with each other. You can continue to do that, and then it would help support me on what I'm trying to do. But bottom line, before I open this up for your questions, bottom line is you must go into your pivot point. You must start the pivot point time, and you must end the pivot point time. Now, you guys all know how to do that because you did it all with Mr. P. If you leave your pivot point without ending your time with that, you lose the time that is not documented. Justice, are you there? Because I'm looking for your name, Justice. And there were a couple of people that said that they couldn't get into the system, and you are showing that you have taken the test and you passed. Is there
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, good, thank you. Is there anything that you can share with everybody about how you got into it? Because the system was down and you managed to get in while the system was down and take the test. What did you do that allowed you that luxury?
Wait, what? The pivot point? Pivot point? It was down?
You took the hair color test, and it's showing that you took your hair color test.
Oh, it was in testing quizzes.
Yeah, I put it under the quiz.
Yeah.
That's what I want. People asking me questions about how come they couldn't get in, and I just my reference to them was go back over the tutorial and follow it step by step as many times as you do it. So I showed where you've gone in, and I showed you passed the quiz. So at the time when you passed the quiz, there was no other documentation for any of the other students. Did you do anything differently than what Pivot Point allows us to do?
Miss Fran, did you get my test?
I haven't gone back into it yet. I've been spending my time after, but I will communicate with you guys when we finish this today, because this is part of your lab hours. What we're doing today is part of your lab hours. So when this today, I document that we had the Zoom, I document participated in the Zoom, and I get to give you your lab credit for that. You must go back into your test, and then I will show where I have your documentation where you've taken the test. If I have to resubmit the test prior to this, I will do it, but you've got to go in there. You have to do your part at this point, because they're not letting me do operations, but I am doing theory. You will get your theory grade at the end of the day. You just won't get any more operations other than what you have when we finish on Friday. And I will add your Friday operations to that, what I have for your final grade.
Miss Fran, it's Irene. I have the older book, so I'm seeing something different from mine.
That's fine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when I go on the quizzes and tests, there's like a hair color and bleach, and then there's another one that says hair color. So which one? So both of them?
Yeah, just do them both.
Okay.
Clocking your hours on there, and when it clocks in your hours, when it clocks in your hours and it shows up, if I see anything different, when I go on there, I will email you personally and let you know what I'm showing for you.
Okay.
Okay, because part of what I'm trying to do, what I tried to do when we started, was get you guys ready for operations credit. I spent a great deal of time, I thought, in operations for the state of California, but it hasn't been accepted yet. That's why I told you guys work in groups and continue to work, continue to practice. So I did that in hopes that that would get that for you. But Irene, in answer to your question about the old book, I'm going to double check and then I'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Fran, if we do the test, we get our credit for the day?
You get credit for going online, period. So go
Okay.
on and work your operation. I mean, go into your pivot points. Go into everything in that pivot point system, and then your online test is also recorded for a grade. But when you go on, it will have you go to your home page, right? When you go on your home page, you clock in on your home page. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, it tells you where to go. That's where I'd like for you to start. From there. The tutorial shows you where to go from there. Calista, are you available? Oh yeah, Calista, you're gonna have to clock in. You're gonna have to use your link.
I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can
No,
everybody?
it's okay. It's I think if you're not talking, you should turn your mic off because the feedback causes you to like cut out, and I can't understand you sometimes.
Oh, okay, okay. So when I'm not talking, I will.
No, I just mean for the other students who aren't asking questions.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
any noises.
I just need you to click on this to go into your click onto the pivot point.
Pivot point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Use your and go onto your pivot point. And then after it, when you complete the module, you guys do know that you have to complete the module. You did that in the last class. You do, in order to get your credit, you have to complete the module.
Hello? Someone's playing music.
I actually had a question.
So there's no like clocking in or out on pivot point that I'm missing, right?
Okay, you're gonna have to go back into your module because there is a start time and there is an end time. When
Are
you
you talking about on the tests where it times you?
no, not the test part, just going into the system and then going into your test where it times you. So when you go in, it says starting your session. It has the beginning your session when you go in there.
Can whoever's playing music, their mic?
Oh, sorry, I'm in the store and they're playing music.
Okay.
Double scan me for that pot thing, did you? Okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
So where is it that you can clock in and out again? You said under modules.
You go, yeah, you go into your, once you do the tutorial, you're gonna click onto it.
Okay. I'm under the tutorials section.
Okay.
And so what do I do after that?
It's the tutorial tells you what to do. You go right into,
Oh, how to log into lab?
yeah, you have to log
Okay.
into your lab. And when you log into
I
your,
will guide you through a tutorial for logging into lab for the first. Go to your welcome email.
I hear that. That's exactly what you're
Sorry, I
saying.
muted it.
I know, but I wanted to hear that because that's
Okay.
what you guys, you know,
Your username, which is always your email address, and then your temporary password and sign in.
I'm not going to use up all my time
Your information is
for
automatic.
your, oops, I have my timer on it and it just went off. I've got 15 minutes timer. I'm going to be discussing everything with you on our pivot point lab. Everything we do at this point after I use my Zoom for you guys, which I am giving you credit for it, everything else will be on the pivot point discussion. You'll have to go on the discussion board. And going on to that discussion, it's join the conversation online that it gives us for pivot point. And that's what I want you to do, is to join the conversation online for me.
So, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but the video for like logging in is it's just to log into your pivot point. There's no like clocking in or out. That's what I'm confused about. I don't know if anyone else is confused about that.
I'm also confused about that.
Yeah, because I don't see anything that says that's just to log into your pivot point. That's all it's showing you to do.
Right. And then once you log in, it directs you from there. It tells you when you log in. The tutorial walks you through every step of it once you log in. So you have your password. The tutorial walks you through everything to get that clock ticking or your credit for that. It's on the tutorial.
Okay.
Every step of it is on the tutorial.
Okay.
You can watch it repeatedly. Let's see. I don't remember who asked me about it before, but the student that asked me about the tutorial, I told her you have to step through the tutorial because it walks you through every step of how to start and how to end. And it emphasizes to you, or the tutorial emphasizes to the instructor, to tell the students you must end the tutorial in order to get credit. You can't just walk away. Now it automatically shuts down at a certain amount of time. I think they said an hour, 2 hours, or whatever on my explanation. It'll shut down and you won't get any time for it at all. And I believe that was Melissa. Melissa said, I didn't get any time. If you walk away or you let it shut down on you, it is going to shut down without giving you any credit. So you got to do the start time and you have to do the finish time when you go into the modules for the credits so that you can get your theory credit for it. Are you, is it making sense what I'm saying? Once you get your password and once you get in, it tells you where to start. And that's where you begin.
Okay, I just saw something. I don't know if you're reading the chats that people are putting on here, Miss Fran.
Yes.
But, okay, Leela did mention that the people with the old book don't have the timer. And I'm one of those people, as well as CC and Callista.
Yeah, I've been looking it up and I haven't seen nothing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, there is something that I'm going to get back to you, Cece and Bailey, because Bailey, you have come up on, and I have seen you on there.
Yeah, because I've been doing the tests and everything. So
Yeah, so I'm not understanding, but I'll get back to you.
I think
Okay.
I just figured it out. If you go to the home page, it says live session tracker,
Live
Okay.
search.
lab session tracker.
That's it. You got it.
Oh, I
It's
see
under,
it.
it's under announcements.
Oh,
You
okay.
got it. You got it. You got it.
Bailey,
See,
did you see it?
I don't see what you guys see, but I do know that it's on the tutorial. So if you're getting it, share it with everybody. Tell everybody else how you got it. And the ones of you that I'm not looking at, like for right now, I can see some of you on here. But the ones of you that I'm not, and I do have to mute some of these because the background is distracting you as well as me. And I set my timer because I can go, I have about 10 minutes. I can go online and answer every one of your questions. In fact, I am going online after this. I was spending all my time trying to get you operations, which is what I'm sticking to that. But I will be able to follow through with you. So yes, you see, I saw your phone. You held it up for us to see where you're at. What are you smiling about? I'm congratulating you.
Oh no, my mom said something to me.
Oh, okay. Your mom is talking to you. Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, because the tutorial walks you through every step, when I get off of the Zoom, I'm going to comment on your, whatever you ask me, whatever. You're going to go through the pivot point for that. Then, let's see. I think maybe if you go into your search, Callista, did you go into search and did you type in tutorial and it brought you to where you were sharing with everybody?
No, you just click home. It's on the home page. It's under announcements.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has a link for the tracker.
And then it put you to the link.
It's like the first screen you see when you log in. There's an announcement panel on the side, on the right.
Right. Okay. And there's also the opportunity for you to type in search when you have anything that you have questions about. So my link that I see has a different link because it's the instructor's link. But your link that you see is what I want you to share with everybody so that they can watch the tutorial as well. And then we're going to communicate with each other on that online conversation that we have with each other. We can do that, but you gotta start and you've got to follow the tutorial exactly. You have to start it and you have to end it. If you walk away without finishing it and pushing into it, it will not record. And that's what this whole session is about. You have enough time to get all the hours you need for this semester for your theory hours. You only need 1/3 of it from my class. You got 1/3 from this class, you need 1/3 of it from my class. And I'm concentrating on those chapters that you need your credits in. For your theory, I'm basing that on the hours that you had. So I will be going into the next, and I'll be letting you know what we go into next after this, but stay with that hair color. Pass that hair color test, the quiz, and you got several opportunities to pass it. Are you guys all with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've taken the hair color. Do I need to resubmit the hair color again, or should I just go check it out and see what's on there now? Bailey, would you turn your mic on and tell me, are you on the right section?
Yeah, I was in the test
You
quizzes.
now, could you have it open? Okay.
What?
Good. Let's see. Jatasha, where you can turn yours on? Just take your.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. Are you following along with us? Are you having?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm
Are
following.
you able to go to your home page and go to the tutorial and do what you have to do for that page?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now you can go ahead and turn your mic off then. So this is what I want you to do. After we finish this session, go into that. I have an e-conference I have to go to. This is called, the e-conference that I will be attending is for, it's called the dean told us it's on the ground, people that have to have lab. And the people that have to have lab, this is a 2-hour thing. So don't expect to hear from me for 2 hours after we finish. And I'm looking at my timer. And you asked me to turn off, 7 minutes is what I have on my timer. You asked me to turn it off so that you don't have the background so I can hear you. But listen, that 2-hour thing I'm going to is for people, 100% face-to-face. This is what the dean says from her meetings with the district. 100% face-to-face classes are on. They are scheduling their classes. Those of us who have theory, ours are scheduled for you to continue your theory class. That's without a doubt. The only thing we're talking about now is how to have on the ground training. How do we get them where they need to be? And that's what I'm going to set through the tutorial on after this. Goodbye. It starts. It's a 2-hour conference tutorial. Conference Zoom. And I want to listen to what the other people are saying and doing. I pitched my proposal, which I thought was a very good proposal. When I pitched it, I'm waiting to hear back from it. I'll turn it into the dean. We had our meeting yesterday, the entire staff. We were online for quite a while, with everybody putting together something that will work for our department. Turn your mic off.
Miss Fran, I can't hear you.
Yeah, turn your mic
People
off.
need to mute their mics, please.
Yeah, I think it's Crystal. She just joined. She's in. Crystal Lynn, turn your mic off. Okay, good. So, any more questions? I would gladly take it. Turn your mic off. We have a little time.
Leela asked, I'll ask for her, I guess. She's asked how many hours should we have by the end, like, of the semester, basically.
Okay, how many hours do you have by the end of the semester? Tell Leela I will answer her question online because every one of you have your hours, total hours that you need for theory to complete 1,600 hours worth of instruction. Every one of you have, but you just don't know what those total hours are to complete. And 1/3 of it has to be completed by every professor. That was discussed way before we had you as students. So 1/3 from the freshman class, 1/3 from my class, which gives you 2/3 of your lecture hours. Lecture only is all I'm recording.
Okay.
You get all of your hours for your operations. They're all on there up until Friday, the last day. Your lecture hours are what I always tell you what your 2/3 qualify you for. And that's what I'm hitting. Every one of you, I asked you to go into your, what's your study guide called? And do the first portion of it as the first round because I wanted to give everybody credit for lecture from your study guide in my class. Then I said, that's just the beginning of it. You took that pre-test midterm thing that was only going to cover the first couple of questions on the study guide. Okay, now you're going to go through the entire, finish up that section on hair coloring. Take the test for the hair coloring so that I can give you a grade for that test.
Okay.
All right. After I give you the grade for that hair color test, I will put another test on there and we will go there. We'll stay with the study guide, your syllabus the way I gave it to you, because the syllabus the way I gave it to you has me covering those missed lecture hours. Right?
Mm-hmm.
See that test? Take it.
Okay.
Document your time when you go through your tutorials for each of the tutorials that you're taking and following through. Document your time for it.
Okay, and so I didn't know how to clock in and out until now, but I took a bunch of tests previously. Are those tests still going to count?
Go back through that and check on the test that you took, and then I will let you know, because I'm not showing anything at this point. I'm not showing anything. You have plenty of time to take a test on what you've already tested on, so that I can document your hours and you pass the test for your grades.
Okay.
Now I'm just concerned about hours in there. The grade part I can always make up later. I can resubmit anything I want to. So you're going to go ahead and continue to take the test. Is it making sense what I'm saying to you guys? So when I go back and double check, I will let you know what I see as far as document. What I'm giving you for theory hours, what I'm doing today, will be documented. I document that myself. That's not going to show up on your hours. What you do is going to show up on your hours. So
Okay.
validate. You have to go in there and do it.
Right.
And what I'm showing for my Zoom credit for you, that's what I give you. And I can't give you all of your theory credit for what I'm doing with Zoom. That's why these Zoom, they only give me so many hours. I think I got about 40 hours worth of Zoom or so. And that's why it's time. Because when you go back in your pivot point and you do what you have to do, go through there, it will document it for me to back up the rest of the hours that I have to give you. Make sense? At least nod your heads, because your mics are, yeah, so that I know.
So you just want everyone to focus on clocking in on the lab and
Yes.
doing the tests.
Yes.
And that's what everybody
In the lab and clocking out. Don't forget to clocking out.
Don't forget to clock out.
Clock
Okay.
in. It's not going to record it. You've got to clock out to record it.
Okay.
You walk through, because when you walk through the step, it emphasizes the importance of clocking out. And I'm emphasizing clocking out. If you don't clock out, it won't record.
Miss Fran, do we just focus on the color theory chapter?
I have you focusing on color theory now.
Okay.
So yes, your quiz was on, and I will give you the next what you would do, because in your, according to your syllabus, we have hair cutting next, according to your syllabus, and there's something else. Let's see, I have the syllabus in front of me, but we'll go over that. What your syllabus says, that's what I'm focusing on, because I'm following the syllabus letter for letter, and when I follow the syllabus letter, that's what we're actually on week. Where are we? I have to go off of the practical one, so I can't do practicals anymore. Got to strictly stick to theory. So yeah, so your hair color, chapter 13, and it has, okay, that's my timer. Okay, and it has on here chapter 13, your chapter 12, which we talked about in class. When we talked about chapter 12 in class, that was your, tell me what module that was. Science, relaxer. That's the next one, your relaxer module. That will be your next test, the relaxer. And that's module number, I'm gonna have to send it to you in writing because I have it written down here. The module number for relaxers are, 12, I think, and 13. And because I wrote it in my study guide, it's the study guide that I have. I think it's 12 and 13. Let me send that to you on your 5, 8 wigs and hair pieces, colors, your module number 110. Okay, 112. No, that's diseases and disorders. Let's see, perm and relaxation. See, module number 11. And that's what, to answer your question, Cece, your module number 11 will be the next one. Continue to work on hair color. Relaxer. Okay. So I will send that information to you. Module 111. Module 111. For you, Irene, can you hear me? I hope you turn your mic off so you can hear it. Module, Irene, baby.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, your relaxers will be what's on the study guide.
Okay.
Yeah,
It just says chapter 12 and 13 study guide. That's what it says.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's your 12 and 13 permanent waving, chemical access, soft perm. The biggest portion of your test that you'll be tested on or tested for at the board is the science of what we're doing. And because that's the biggest portion of your exam, for your written portion of your exam is the science of anything. And I had you going through the entire study guide for the first 3 to expose you to what each chapter is talking about, so that I could spend more time emphasizing the chapters that I want you to get the most from for sciences, because those questions are high. There's a lot of questions that have to do with the science of anything, but I spent the biggest portion of it with science so that I could teach the science of hair color chemical relaxer. I'm just repeating myself what I said in class, but now we're getting to your pivot point, and so that's what you've got to do. Ask me any question you want to, talk about anything you want to. We're strictly going to deal with the pivot point from now on. And you are getting credits for this. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Flower.
Miss Fran, how many quizzes and tests are you supposed to take for our hours to count?
As many as I give you.
Okay.
We'll give you what I see as the results from your test. And those of you that need the extra help and time passing the test that are not, after repeated taking the quizzes, you're not passing it, there's something missing, and I directed you to your study guide. There's no one that does the study guide that fails a quiz, because the quiz is coming from your study guide. Every quiz I've given you comes from your study guide. Everything I do, everything I say comes from your study guide. That is my teaching Bible. That's where my lesson plans come from. Everything that I teach. Are there any other questions that you have for me? Or are you going to put them on our online conversation board?
Miss Fran, what about the Easter break? I must do the punch, the clock in and clock out, or no?
Oh, absolutely.
Haven't.
No. Okay. There is no need for clocking in and clocking out recorded anymore. I had you clocking in and clocking out on the calendars that I gave you so that I could follow through with your documentation on what you were doing for me in class. Now it's coming from your pivot point. It's not coming from your calendars anymore. That has not been approved.
Oh, thank you.
No operations are being approved. I tried. It didn't work. It's going to work, but it needed to work before the end of the semester. The more I do now will help you guys when you become seniors. I guarantee you that, but I can't promise you anything because I tried. I gave it my best shot. Now you got to do your pivot point. You got to clock in. You got to clock out. No more calendars from now on. No more calendars. If you remember when we began and I did the YouTube and I did the presentation with the YouTube, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to set this up by guaranteeing my students are doing operations and they're following through with me. Now, every class you get after this will be anything that we have to discuss or a demonstration, a lecture. And I do want your key terms. If you can define a key term for me from doing your study guide, if you can look at a word and understand what that word means, you are ready to take your state board written exam. That's without even the other third that you need for the seniors, if you can follow what I'm asking you. So because I'm looking at the printouts from the students that have tested before, I know where the high scores are. I know everything that's graded highly on the exam. And I spend a great deal of time teaching you the sciences. That's why the sciences is on everything that you do. You know, when we were working in class and I had you guys do the California oranges and all that good stuff, that was building to where you need to be at the end of your study time. And you guys all know California oranges have no season. You know why you learned it. Now you're studying it. And that 111, yeah, from your modules. Go into the ebook and it's telling you why the sciences are so important. The rest of it is tested on your performance. But since we can't do the performance testing, there's no need to spend the time on that until that's approved. Strictly written. But you still watch your videos now. Don't stop doing that. Don't stop doing the video and sitting through that part. But pass my test that I give you. Pass my quiz that I give you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
If you pass my test that I give you and you pass my quiz that you give, you're ready for your state board exam. Okay? All of this is being recorded, so I think I'm going to not use up my time and wait for your questions on the conversation board for Pivot Point. Bye, guys.
Bye, Miss Fran.
Bye, Miss Fran.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Thank you. Bye, Jatasha. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Kiana, I don't see anybody, but I do see the name, so bye. Bye, Michaelan.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Trinity, bye. Bye, Mal. Shapri, Michaela.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Fran.
Hi, guys. Yes, good to see you. And Callista, I do see you, so you can take your hand off your chin. Irida, bye. Good to see you guys. I'm missing you. This is hard work getting up trying to stay on all these conferences, kind of keep in touch so I can teach you guys. But that's okay. Stay with your pivot point. You got it. You have passed that portion of it. You got it. We'll work on the rest of it. You know, I'm not a quitter. I'm more a fighter. Shapri, bye-bye.
Bye, Miss Fran.
I hope you got into your system.
Yeah.
Hi, Bree.
Okay.
Hi, Natasha.
All right, honey. All right. Okay. Michaelan, did you say bye already?
Right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, yeah, I think I had your mic off. Okay. Sonia, I know I saw your email said you were moving, so you just keep in touch with me, Sonia, okay? Say something, Sonia, or do I have your mic off? Okay, she sent an email said she was moving. Okay. Okay, so it looks like you, oh, guys. I didn't think I would miss you as much as I missed you, but when you see somebody 5 days a week, all day for 5 days.
Hi, Miss Fran.
Hi, guys. Who was that? Whose voice?
Me, Sonia.
Okay. All right, Sonia. Got it. Yeah.
I've been here, but I've been yelling at the kids in the background, but I'm here.
Turn your mic off then, because I don't want to hear no yelling, and you're nice and loud. Everybody else can hear you too. So you go ahead and turn it off, honey. Just go on the conversation board. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye.